Hey guys, before this video starts, I just want to put a little bit of a disclaimer. I know I'm a very small YouTuber, and I was obviously not invited to this, but I still really like the idea. So if this video does end up getting uploaded, I will have had the NBA storyteller's consent. So just wanted to let you guys know that. Now onto the video.
Jump pass to Artest. Fires a three. He got it! 20 points for Ron Artest.
Now you talk about a dagger. That's a dagger in the heart.
Yo, what's up guys? Hope you liked the intro. But it's your boy Go Gaming. And today we will be talking about a finals moment that I chose. I know I'm a very small YouTuber and I wouldn't really be invited to one of these things, but I just wanted to kind of make a video about a moment that I don't think anybody else will talk about, and I think it's a pretty interesting moment. But anyways, without further ado, let's get on to the actual topic, the moment that we'll be discussing in this video, and that is Ron Artest's clutch dagger that he hit in the finals in Game 7 in 2010. I just like this moment so much for so many different reasons. The fact that this narrative that Kobe Bryant is not a good passer, not a good teammate, like he had supposedly not shot after having a very good game in Game 6 in 2006, I believe it was, versus the Suns, to show how valuable he was to his team and all that. Like, this was all leading up to that one moment. Kobe was not having a very good game himself. And you expect Kobe to have one of those legacy games come out there, and this is not the stuff you would think we would be talking about back in 2010. We would be talking about all the clutch daggers he hit. Because Kobe was chasing Michael Jordan, and he tried really hard to have one of those legacy games, but he didn't due to poor shooting and other things. But it's a lot of pressure. Even Kobe Bryant, I can't say he wasn't ready for it because they did win, but he needs somebody to take the pressure off of him. And of all people to take off the pressure for the Lakers was Ron Artest. But again, like I was saying, another reason I just love this shot so much was because it's Ron Artest. He has a history of doing crazy things, getting into arguments, getting into fights, Malice at the Palace, changed his name to Metal World Peace, and in the end, he was the one who saved the Lakers. I mean, I'm sure they could have got it done without him hitting that three, but that moment was just so monumental because that was Kobe's last championship. If he ended off with 4, people would talk about how he's probably not better than Shaq, and I think now it's pretty much like known, not really known, but like I'd say like most people say that Kobe is better than Shaq, but if he never got this ring, and people would say he probably choked because they would have ended up losing, and he only had 22 points, and he shot very inefficiently. I mean, more than anything, this is about Kobe and the Lakers, because at the end of the day, it always comes down to the superstars and the all-time greats, but you know that. Also, forgot to mention the Celtics. You know, Paul Pierce would probably be much higher in a lot of people's all-time rankings. But this just created so many amazing moments in NBA history. When Kobe got on the thing that where the broadcasters are, and he started jumping up and shouting, pounding his chest with the 5 on his hand for symbolizing the 5 rings, and that he had just won one. This was the Lakers' 16th title, and at that time, many people were assuming the Lakers would three-peat and Phil Jackson would retire as a champion. Because it was assumed that was going to be his last year. And the way that this was like, especially at the time, I can't emphasize how much at the time, but it was woven together and it had the potential to be even greater than it already was. And it was a great moment, don't get me wrong, but the way that this moment was elevated by Ron Artest, of all people, hitting that 3 is just something I can't even put into words. It was just really special. And another thing I think is pretty funny, both teams were shooting horribly that night from 3. And the game was decided, in my opinion, by a 3, which is, and also by a not very good 3-point shooter in Ron Artest. But I just think some players are built for the moment. And that moment defined and etched into our brains one of the greatest moments in Kobe Bryant's and Lakers history. Ended off by the goofball, maniac, hothead, all wrapped into one, Ron Artest / Meta World Peace.